Round of 16 action at the Africa Cup of Nations continues on Monday with two tournament favorites, Senegal and Ivory Coast, kicking off at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. But only one of these favorites have lived up to expectations so far. Now, if you like these previews of these games, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel to get more of the rest of the tournament. To recap these teams, Senegal, the Lions of Teranga, they were the only team to win all three group stage games, and they went on to win Group C. Match day 1, they led early in the game, 4 minutes in, and it stayed that way until a Gambia red card, which saw Senegal score 2 more goals to go on to get the 3-0 win. Next up, Cameroon in match day 2. It was 2-0 Senegal, then 2-1 later in the game, and then they iced it in the 95th minute to get a 3-1 win over Cameroon. And in match day 3, they had just 2 shots on target and didn't score until the 61st and 90th minute, but those 2 shots were their 2 goals, and they went on to beat Guinea 2-0. For Ivory Coast, Les Elephants, they were third in Group A at 1-0-2, and they were outscored 5-2 despite hosting all of those games. Match day 1 looked good to start, beating Guinea-Bissau 2-0, but Bissau did end up going 0-3 and being outscored 7-2, so they did beat up on one of the weaker teams in this tournament. Match day 2, 2 big teams just combined 4 shots on target in that game with Nigeria. That one Nigeria shot on goal did get them the win, and they went on to lose 1-0 in that game. Match day 3, they got routed 4-0 against Equatorial Guinea. Also, they needed a Morocco win over Zambia on match day 3 and other results to go their way just to move on, with Morocco winning 1-0. That wasn't enough to save head coach Jean-Louis Gasson, who got sacked before the game last week. Anyway, so they do have a new interim coach at the helm now. The odds for this game see Senegal favorite at plus 137, the draw being plus 200, Ivory Coast underdogs at plus 230. To simply advance by any means, Senegal minus 163, Ivory Coast plus 120, over 2.5 goals, plus 160, under 2.5 goals, minus 211. Both teams to score yes, plus 110. Both teams to score no, minus 150. If you were looking for players to get on the score sheet in this game for Senegal, Lamine Camara leads with 2 goals and 2 shots on target. Abdoulaye Seck has the most shot attempts with 5 for Senegal. Ivory Coast, they only have 2 goal scorers. Shots-wise, though, Seko Fofana has 10 shots and 3 shots on target. He leads in those categories. Meanwhile, Jean-Philippe Crasso has 7 shots and 2 shots on target, and those are their 2 goal scorers as well. Now, there's lots of head-to-head history between these 2 giants in African soccer. Senegal leads all-time 14-3-8. They have a very recent head-to-head meeting last year at the African Nations Championship back in January 2023, which saw Senegal win 1-0. 2 games before that were each a 1-1 draw. There has also been at least 2 goals scored between these teams in 9 of their last 13 head-to-head meetings. Senegal specifically, they are now undefeated in 7 games. They also have 4 straight wins. They only have 1 loss in their last 17 games as well, being 13-3-1. They've outscored their opponents 31-7 in that time as well. They've also kept clean sheets in 6 of their past 7 games. For Ivory Coast, after a run of 7 games undefeated, being 5-2-0, they've now lost 2 straight games. They've been outscored 5-0 over those last 2 group stage games. There has been 2 or more goals in their matches, though, one way or another, in 11 of their past 14. Now, if we look at a best bet for this game, it just has to be Senegal, I think, here, despite being on the road in the host nation's backyard. Senegal has just been the class of this tournament so far. Like we said, they've won, the only team to win all 3 games, and Ivory Coast only just barely got here, needing a lot of things to fall their way just to advance as the final 4th best 3rd place team. So the best bet would be a Senegal win. The better value would be Senegal to win in regulation at plus 137. If you wanted to play safer, Senegal to advance at minus 163. Either of those would be good options. That's my best bet for this game. If you're looking for more Africa Cup of Nations, please subscribe to the channel for more, and good luck with all of your bets at this tournament.